Chain, 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 chain of fools. Chain, chain, chain. What's up, y'all? This is Ty, Chain of Fools. Now, I know y'all know that song. That song I'm singing is Chain of Fools by who? None other than the legendary, the one, the only, the late, great queen of soul, Miss Aretha Franklin. Now, I know y'all saying, Ty, why are you up here butchering Aretha Franklin's song? Leave it alone. What you doing? Well, listen, I just got through watching Sunday night Genius Aretha. Now, Genius is an anthology series which showcases different geniuses. The first season, it was Albert Einstein. The second season was Pablo Picasso. And now the third season is none other than Miss Aretha Franklin. And this comes on the National Geographic Channel. Yes, it does. And there's a little controversy, y'all. The family ain't feeling Genius. I saw an article, and I think I was on her granddaughter's Instagram, where the granddaughter said that they were going to boycott the premiere of Genius Aretha because no one reached out to the family about this. They said, we wanted to have some input in this. And, that's what they said. They didn't get any input from us. We ain't feeling this. We also know that before Aretha passed away, she gave her blessings to Jennifer Hudson to play her in the movie Respect, which is done, but it has not come out yet. They didn't want us, the family said not to watch this, but me, I'm going to watch both. Because listen, I love Aretha Franklin. I love autobiographies. I love to hear, different versions, I love to hear the stories, basically. I love to hear the stories. I've read her autobiography. I read the unauthorized one, too, the one where she was like, a pack of lies, trash. And that book was actually good. And to me, this mini-series, this anthology series, kind of touches on a lot of those things that was in that book. The book didn't trash her. The book just spoke on stuff, because from what I'm hearing, she was very private. So it spoke on things that maybe she didn't want to get out, and that's all right. She didn't want those things out. But when you're in a spotlight like this, people talk, they tell you business, they bring things out. And, they spoke to a lot of sources and things like that. And so that's what happened in the book. So now this series, the television series, stars Cynthia Erivo, who is a great actress and singer, great singer as well. And there's some controversy with her because a few years ago, people were mad with her for playing Harriet Tubman. And I believe they said she made some disparaging remarks about us African Americans, which she went on to say it was misinterpreted, things like that. So, yeah. So this show, Genius Aretha, starts off with Aretha and her husband, Ted White, heading on down to Muscle Shoals so she can record the legendary album, I Never Loved a Man the Way I Loved You. Y'all know that. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, 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 doom. I'm not going to sing it because I ain't going to mess that up. But I like that, how they showed. I love seeing how classic songs get created and, the issues that they had, because it wasn't easy getting through that. There was some issues with that, they're down in Muscle Shoals. This is the time of the segregation and a lot of racial tension. I mean, we still got racial tension now, but y'all know what I mean. And they're down there and they find out that this band that she's going to sing with, they all white. Riri was like, hold up, everybody white. But then she's trying to find her groove, get her groove. And then, of course, there's a little blowout between her husband and one of the band members, and that causes some issues. We also see a young Aretha. They flash back to her younger as a child. So they show her as a child. And we know that her father is the one and only, the great C.L. Franklin. So she kind of grew up middle class, or, grew up well, because he had money. He was traveling preacher. He had albums out and all of that. His sermons, you could get him on record or whatever. He would take little Aretha with him on the road. They would go on the road with legendary groups like what? The Clara Ward Singers and I think the Caravans and people like that at that time. And now when Sunday was done, evening time, it was time to hey, and we learned that, Reverend Franklin and his beautiful home would have these beautiful parties with all of the stars of the day. I'm talking about Nat King Cole, Dinah Washington, Clara Ward, people of that, people that were popular when Aretha was a little girl. So now instead of her being up in the bed, because my kid gonna be in bed, while we down here, hey, ow, ow, hey. The Reverend said, Riri, come on down. Little Riri, come on down here. See, so she kind of grew up fast. Because, come on now, Reverend. Why are you letting your little daughter come on down here and be with all these adults? But she's a musical genius, so he has to show off his little girl. My little girl can sing. And they were like, oh, so cute. But then she opened her mouth and they were like, whoa. And she can sing, she can play by ear. She hear a song one time on the radio and she's got it like that. Matter of fact, they showed her with Dinah Washington. Dinah Washington saying something. Lil Riri picked it up just like that. So it's showing that from an early age, this girl was surrounded by great artists and destined to be great herself. And I like that. I really like that. And I read that in, I think it was the book Respect, which was unauthorized. But it was a good book. It praised her, but it also brought up some of her demons, some of the tragedies in her life and things like that. Now, this show also tackles her daddy and how he was a womanizer. So they say on the show. I mean, we don't know they say he was a womanizer. Yeah, he loved the Lord, but he loved the ladies too. And they show how that affected Aretha. And all of these things affected her music and who she is as a person. And I'm really liking this. And so we see that they say that her mother left because daddy was cheating too much. And now this other woman that was in his life, she leaves because he's cheating too much. And it looked like Aretha was very close to her. We know Big Mama, Grandma in there watching. But Riri's growing up really fast. And what I knew, and I learned this from reading about her, by the time she was 14, she already had, 2 children or something like that. So yeah, we see that she's exposed to a lot of things at a very young age. But she's very talented. Listen, the woman is playing piano, can play by ear, can do all these things. She's got it. And it showed in that music, which a lot of times she does get the credit, but we forget that she's a great piano player. She wrote a lot of those songs. She did a lot of the arrangements. Sometimes she didn't get credit for it. But the show also focuses on her husband, Ted White, whom the family doesn't like. And Ted White and C.L. Franklin, her father, kind of clash because Ted White's a pimp, y'all. And he doesn't want Aretha with him. And he's like, look, he's dragging you down. Because now they took us with her headed to Muscle Shoals and her first time working with Atlantic Records to record that. But then they went back to her Columbia record years, where she sang a lot of jazz songs, and she was trying to find her groove. And I like that because I like seeing an artist trying to find their way, find their groove, get their footing, get their foot through the door, and just make it. I can relate to that because I'm still getting my foot through that door, if you know what I mean, finding my groove with things and getting stuff together. So I like that. So they were showing how Aretha, because all my life, she's been the Aretha Franklin, Grammy Award winner, legend, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, all of that stuff. But it's good to see, and learn how in the beginning it wasn't like that. She was determined and she had her own insecurities about listen, when is this going to happen? Come on, I need this to happen. And it's funny to see that because I'm like, this is Aretha Franklin we talking about. But there was a time when she wasn't the Aretha Franklin. She was just on her way. We know how the story ends. She does get there. But they show that dynamics with him and how he's abusive, and which was unfortunate, and how he ain't no good. They don't like him. The daddy said, he latched on to Dinah. Now he over here with you. You need to leave him alone, this, that, and the third. And I'm thinking, this could be why the family didn't want this show out, because y'all telling a lot of the business. lot of stuff. You know, you're telling a lot of stuff. But I think the show is pretty good. When it started, I was like, okay, Cynthia don't look like Aretha. She don't sound like Aretha. She don't sing like Aretha. But as it goes on, because it's such a good story, and she does a good job with the songs in her own right. She has a great voice. She pulled it off. I enjoyed it. So, you know, once I got past that, because at first I was like, she don't look like no Aretha Franklin. That ain't Aretha. Because we're so used to Aretha and the songs that we know in her voice. She don't look like her, nothing like that. But she makes it her own. It's like she's not trying to copy Aretha. She's just telling Aretha's story. So I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it so far. And I know it's going to be on, I believe it's going to be on for 4 nights. So I'm gonna watch the rest of the anthology series, and if you want me to, I'll come back and discuss each episode. I know they're doing 2 a night, so maybe I'll come back each night and discuss that. Only if you want me to. All right. So that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.